Hey everyone, welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine, and this is your preview show. I'm your host Khalid Moedin. It's the show where we talk about everything got to do with Proteas versus Pakistan, T20. After a first T20 defeat, we're going to be sitting in front of you today to talk about what we think is going to be changed, what we would like to see change maybe in the second T20, if you want any major changes. We'll probably just revamp a little bit what happened in the previous match. We obviously lost by 3 runs. It was a close contested match. Obviously, we had the various opinions on the review show last night, so you can go check that video out. It's really doing well at the moment, so go check our views on that after you watch this preview for tomorrow's game. So before we get going and before we get into the discussion, before I introduce you to all of the guests on the show today, please subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to do so. And click that notification bell so you can get notifications of all future videos. And don't forget to smash that like button. We really will appreciate your support if you do so. And share this with everybody, as many people as you can. We really want to get this trending. We want to get people to talk. We want people to join this community and obviously subscribe to this channel. So let's go straight away. I'm going to put on the super chat right now as well, so you guys can get your comments in the live chat. You know what to do. The bottom right-hand corner, there is a $sign, so you can click on that to get those things going. So without further ado, let's bring on our guests. We've got Emily Norris and we've got Mpo on the show. Welcome to the show, guys. Really excited to hear your views on the next game. We're sitting here much calmer now, at least me sitting a lot calmer here today in front of you guys. And let's talk some cricket.
I'm happy that you're out of the hurt locker, so that's good.
Yeah, you see, man, I went out to Newlands today, got to see Calvarena hit some balls smoothly, so I'm in good shape today, you know. So he was connected the ball quite well.
When are they moving to the bubble in Durban?
So tomorrow morning, apparently, they have flights. So they're going to probably be in the bubble tomorrow. So hopefully we can... When does the first game start, actually?
Next week, Friday, I think.
Next week, Friday.
17th.
Okay.
17th or 18th. No, 19th. Starts on the 19th, which is next week, Friday. 7 days, yeah.
Okay. Are you going to be going at all to cover it?
No, that's Durban. No. I have... Unless if they were paying me, I would. Yeah. But
that's what I'm asking.
No, I've got no commentary gig for that one. But
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because you were down in Cape Town for the WSL, so others was thinking. Yeah, so I was hoping that maybe.
Look, the thing for me is if Supersport's not covering it, I most likely will be. So that's how my life is.
That's
whatever
awesome.
Supersport doesn't want to do, I will probably do.
Awesome. So let's go to the comments about tomorrow's game. First and foremost, Emily, let's get to hear what you have to say. Is there any particular change maybe in the lineup that you'd like to see?
I think I said it last night, but I really want to see Ryan Rickleton. I don't know who for, though. So I'm not sure who they would take out for him, but I really want to see him. And perhaps a Clinton Stearman. I know that he's supposedly a better red ball bowler, but I'd love to see him in the side, especially because he hasn't gotten a game in the test matches. Obviously he got injured. But yeah, I'd love to see Clinton. So maybe those two changes. But like I said, I don't know who would come out for Ryan. So yeah.
And Paul, if there was going to be any changes, and for those two guys, who would you swap them for in that particular side?
I have a whole host of changes, by the way. But for Ryan Rickleton, I'd give Reza a rest. So I'd play Reza in the final game. So between Yanaman, Reza, and Ryan, they're all going to get should all get 2 games. So Reza comes in. Reza falls out tomorrow. Ryan comes in. So you'll see a Yanaman and Ryan situation.
Okay.
And then you have and tomorrow, and then on Sunday you'll see Yanaman will take a rest, and then Reza and Ryan will open. I was thinking today, I was like, the Lions actually have a lot of guys for that T20. I don't know how they're gonna fit Temba, Ryan, Reza, all in that T20 side. On top of that, in the middle order, so it'll be Sneeman, Miller, and John Smuts in a rotation, a 3-man rotation. I would assume. So either of them will play 2 games. So John might come into that middle order, and David Miller might sit out, or David Miller will play tomorrow and not play in the final game, but then Snyman will sit out tomorrow and John will play. So I want to see rotation. So I hope that they've thought about it. From an all-rounder perspective, George Linder might come in for one of the so if Snyman's not going to play, I'd probably we probably go 2 spin heavy. But one of the all-rounders might sit out tomorrow, and you might go with a 3-pace attack to either give one of Nandre Berger and Oguhlekele an opportunity to just play. I think Luto might. I think Junior Dala might sit out tomorrow, and Glenton Steelman might come in. But I'd like to see rotation with a bit of balance. So still keep your 2 all-rounders. Be it maybe once. So if you're going to go with 2 fast bowling all-rounders, you must always just make sure that you have 2 spinners. You've got your two fast bowlers, but it's just giving guys an opportunity. I think we want to see how all of the 18 play at least once. So that's where my thinking is around all of this. So at the top, you can rotate. From the quicks, you can rotate. Maybe Junior Dala sits out, Glenton Steelman comes in, Luto will play tomorrow, but then on Sunday, it might be Glenton and Nandre Berger or something like that. But it's going to be a little bit harder for the bowlers. But also George Linder might get an opportunity as well. I don't know when he'll get it. And so that's the other question, because we all know Tabrez is going to the World Cup. So yeah, it's just really awkward, I think, from a coaching perspective. Because if this was a 15-man squad, you'd be able to rotate it well, but now it's 18 and it presents a little bit more problems. But I think John might come in tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to be for Snyman or if it's going to be for David Miller.
Yeah, because I think...
Sorry. I think that George Linder, what you were saying, Bo, is interesting, because I don't see them leaving Bjorn Fortuin out after the first game, but I also don't see them leaving Tabrez out. Like you said, okay, we know Tabrez is going to the World Cup, so maybe they're like, okay, we know he's going to the World Cup, maybe rest Tabrez, but I don't know if I see that happening. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if and when George gets a chance.
Yeah, but I wouldn't drop Bjorn Fortuin. But we also need to understand, and then, like I said in the preview show for the first one, I just hope that everybody understands which game they're playing. And it's not about what happened before, what's happened after. It's about giving people an opportunity. This tour, yes, we want to win and we play sport to win, but this is a tour to give guys an opportunity for the selectors to see the young guys or everyone in this format. So they might, if Bjorn doesn't play tomorrow, we can't be up in arms. If Bjorn doesn't play, if Janneman doesn't play tomorrow, we can't be up in arms. We just need to understand that we're giving guys an opportunity.
And I'm going to take it from that point of view as well. I'm going to take it from giving guys an opportunity sense of the word, and we're trying to search for those extra gaps in the squad for the World Cup. So obviously I would like to see everybody play as well. I agree with all of you on that. Open up with Heinrich Klaassen there, but it gets a spin. I'm joking. I'm being ludicrous now. Look, I want to see Ryan Rickelton.
No,
definitely Ryan Rickelton and Janneman.
But tomorrow, if for instance David Miller doesn't play, Heinrich Klaassen, I think, has earned the ability to bat at number 4. And so he could come up and give his, and to a certain extent, he also needs an opportunity to put his hand up in a team that, well, we all know AB is going to be going to the World Cup. So the question, as you said yesterday, it's between him and David Miller. And so that's a shootout. And that's what I loved about yesterday. It was Reza and Janneman were batting for one of the reserve batting positions in the side going to the World Cup. And it was fascinating to see how different styles they are. And that's necessarily what they are. You know, one takes his time and then he will get you a strike rate over 120 over a course of an innings. And Janneman just goes out guns blazing and he just gives you that impetus at the top. So that's what I love about this, and that's why I think you kind of need to give people an opportunity. But they're T20s in South Africa, so if guys don't get a game in Pakistan, they might get a game here in SA. I'm expecting another 26-man monster squad that's going to get divvied up across the 5 T20s. So yeah, I think it's if we don't get to see Oguhlekele play or Nandre Berger play here, I think we'll see them play in South Africa.
Yeah, true. Um, with regards to Jacques Neyman, I think it was a bit unfair on him to put him, and because he's getting a lot of criticism from some people in the media,
Oh, my word.
and I'm like, it's his first, it's like his debut. But then again, some people might argue that when you come to the Proteas side, you need to be ready, blah 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 blah. But I just think that if they knew that Jacques is gonna struggle against spin in spinning conditions. I think it's a bit of a massive risk to play him so early at 3, for example, when the spinners most more likely come. I think against some medium paces and against some paces towards the end of the latter stages of an innings, I think Jacques will be a lot more effective or opening the batting with a new ball if they're going to open up with some seamers. So it's tough, but I want to see. Giannaman obviously spoke not his press conference, but in an interview, he spoke about understands that he's having a problem against that. It was a difficult to play against spin in the subcontinental conditions. He mentioned that, and that he needs to work on his game plan. It's all about the game plan that they approach the spinners with. I think maybe a more aggressive game plan against spin might be good. We want to see a little bit more sweep shots, maybe. Generally
this word
speaking,
aggressive.
yeah, this word aggressive
This
is
word
going to be
aggressive
haunting
is-
me for
No,
life.
because I thought he played it fine. I just felt that and this is why I think the judgment against Jacques Neyman is also a little bit unfair. Janneman couldn't pick up the flight of the ball in that first over. He was sweeping God knows what. And luckily for him, the ball was going down with the arm. The difference is that with Janneman, he scored 44 off the quicks, and Jacques Neyman didn't get much. In an over where if Janneman got Usman Kadir, Janneman's wickets would have gone. And to a certain extent, I feel, and there were some cricket writers who did say that on Twitter, and they were just saying that you can't be bringing people out of nowhere and bringing them international cricket if they can't pick up the flight of the ball. The Proteas' most experienced players can't pick up the flight of the ball, even in red ball cricket when it's red and you can see it. They couldn't pick it up. So I don't understand what people want from Jacques Neyman. He's deserved of an opportunity. And I don't mind if he opens. I don't mind to answer Abai's question. I don't mind if he comes in at 3. For me, 1, 2, 3 is an opening job because you're most likely going to bat in the power play. And that's what we want, right? He just got 6 balls that were just incredible. Usman Kadir played with him. Like, he couldn't see anything. And and sometimes you want him to learn. And that's why you give Janneman an opportunity like this in Pakistan. That's why I want Ryan Rickleton to bat tomorrow and on Sunday, so he can see what it is like, and he can because the other thing that we want our players to do is make in-game adjustments. And Jacques didn't have the time to make in-game adjustments because in T20 he felt like the game was getting away from him. So maybe a 50-over game could have, if he had a 50-over series, he could have maybe gotten a little bit more accustomed to it, and without the pressure of, hey, I need to hit. Because I always believe that in T20, if you have 2 dot balls, the third ball is either a wicket or a 4. You must decide what it's going to be. And sometimes Jacques got stuck in a rut in that over, and he didn't know what to do. And you can blame Reza for not changing strike, whatever, but he will learn, he will get better. Kids are incredible. I think in the CSA T20 in 2019, he was the best player of the tour. He was the player of the tournament, and he won a CSA award. It's not like he's a scrub, and he'll learn. Like, I don't understand why people are jumping on top of his case because he got 3 runs. Meanwhile, David Miller can't pick up a slow ball. And I'm not. I know we picked on David Miller yesterday, but Heino Klaassen also didn't do quite well with the bat. The only people who did well with the bat were Reza and Janneman, and Reza's the one who's also getting a lot of flack today. So we need to put things in context. He just, like Usman Kadir, is probably the next best thing in Pakistan cricket, and if Pakistan play in that World Cup in India, he's probably going to be one of the highest wicket takers because of what the nature of wrist spin is to batsmen around the world.
Interesting points made over there, Paul. We can talk also a little bit more about some of the bowlers that we'd like to see. I mean, I would mind seeing Andre Berger play. A left arm seamer, quick. I would really like to see what he has to offer in this particular game as well. I'm not so sure. Let's try to think of what the Proteas will do. I don't think that they would make a lot of changes, even though the fans want that and that's what people want to see. I don't think they will. Personally, I think they'll try to let this team prove that they can win the game. I think there's this difficult stage where South Africa's in, where they at one side they're saying, "Oh no, we want to learn. We want to find out who our next generation is. We want to give new people a chance." And then on the other hand, they're saying, "No, but we need to win." There's no like middle ground necessarily of saying are we gonna put a plan together to do both. That's my issue with it at the moment. But Emily, anything you want to add with that? I mean, there's a big squad to choose from, but who would you definitely keep from yesterday's game? Like, who do you think South Africa will definitely stick with?
That's a tough one, but I definitely think they will stick with Yanuman Milan. Definitely, they'll definitely stick with him. I think they will probably stick with David Miller. They'll stick with Debray, Shamsi. They'll stick with who else? They'll stick with most of the team. I just think that they probably. I mean, I was thinking about this earlier. If there's a change that they'll make, it'll probably be Junior Dala. If there's one change that they're going to make, it'll probably be him. I mean, obviously, it depends on what the pitch is doing or what they think the pitch is going to do. But yeah, I think that's one change they will make if they make one. I think they'll stick relatively the same. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I think, though.
Yeah, so Ashwell today said in his video, there's a video on our channel where he spoke about. He just dropped a little bit about not a lot about the Proteas. My question was answered that I wanted to hear. He was talking about having more Proteas players, obviously in the domestic scene, to obviously speed up the education. But he was talking also about young players. He said people are talking about this team being a young team. And he said, no, this team is not a young team because the majority of people are 26, 30, closer to 30. They shouldn't be treated like a young team. They need to man up. That was a very bold statement that Ashwell made today about the particular side. I definitely agree with a lot that he said, especially with regards to bringing more Proteas, non-playing Proteas back into the squad, into the Cobra squads and franchise squads so that the youngsters can speed up the education. I want to bring on Ravi quickly because he's waiting in the background. Based on that...
Hey, you look so good. You shouldn't call yourself heavy roller. It should be light.
That's all those boiled eggs and carrots.
I'm not going to look at another boiled egg again. That much I can tell you. Even when I see the white cricket ball, I get like a bit queasy. You know, then I turn up the TV.
Oh, so we just play with pink ones now.
Yeah, pink ones, pink orange.
Ravi, what do you think of Ashwell's comments there, bro, about him saying that they need to man up? I mean, it's not a young team; they need to man up.
Yeah, look, I think Ashwell, he certainly lifted the lid a bit, as you say. But it's good. We need a bit of controversy. We need the truth. We need to be honest with the team at the moment. So we need more feedback like that. I like his comments specifically about bringing some of the Proteas guys back to the domestic setup to bolster up the domestic game as well. It'll prepare the youngsters for success on top of that. So the guys that I'm playing, I think it's a wonderful idea because I know Ashwell is pro the international guys, even franchise guys, to go and play for their clubs, which is great, you know, because it's an advantage for the clubs as well. Because I think we need to get back into the culture, man, and I think we've almost closed the door on it because we were chasing the big broadcast deals and we wanted our players to be premium and fit and ready to go, and not having to play these lower tier games. But the truth is that it's an advantage for us in the long run, and I don't think we're seeing that.
I think what Ashwell has done really well is he's prepared his guys pretty well for international cricket, you know. Carl Verheyen, George Linder, Peter Malan, all of them came in seamlessly. I mean, even Zubi, I was impressed with Zubi when he was in India. It's very unlucky from his side to not have gotten another opportunity. I mean, after England, I mean, you need to identify your young guys and the guys that can play this game and that you believe should be in squads, and then stick to them, you know. So
but that was also a coaching thing. Sometimes there are players like, for instance, the return of Heino Klaassen. I think obviously any other coach would have you know, Heino Klaassen's not at the top of the list, but from a Mark Boucher perspective, he's a soldier for him, you know. And sometimes you need to weigh things like that. I felt Zubair kind of got the raw end of the coaching changes, and yes, obviously the Cobras form wasn't great early on, but you can see now Mark's trying to create his own troops of men, whatever his soldiers will be, and so that's where you'll get it. But I do agree. Look, I want the Proteas who are back, those Red Bull Proteas, to actually play in the 4-day series. I want to see Kagiso play for the Lions, guys. I want Kagiso, Luto, and Sisanda Magala front three on Friday when we start off that T20. That's the front. That's my bowling attack. And then obviously between Vian Mulder and Dwayne Pretorius, they could decide who they want. But yes, I know it's ridiculous.
That's a killer line scheme. That's a killer.
And then you've got that's what brings fans. If Kagiso's bowling for the Lions against Faf du Plessis or Quentin de Kock or Aiden Markham, that is what I want to see in this competition. It's what I will pay for. I will pay.
The trophy.
No, we don't want the trophy yet.
Is there going to be enough time for guys that are currently in this squad to come back quarantine and then still go into a new bubble?
Well, the press release said that they would be available. I don't know if they meant the Proteas who are Red Bull or if it's the Proteas who are still in Pakistan. But that'd still be great because Luto's not in, Dwayne's not in, but you got Vian coming into the Lions. You still have quite a lot of some very players coming back into some stellar guys coming into the side.
Unfortunately,
the Cobras, Yanaman Malan's going to be out.
Unfortunately, only the Cobras are going to suffer with this. So I think that this season, that's primarily been one of the major reasons I feel that they struggled. I know they tried. You can't go away and sign a whole lot of players in a short period of time and then expect them to just gel with the team immediately, first and foremost. And he knew that he's going to lose it. But by the time he could make moves, a lot of them moved on to other franchises that have big money as well. I mean, the Titans and the Lions are massive budgets to spend on players. You can see how they went in the transfer market in a way before the season, I call it.
But we don't hold we hold a candle. We all hold a candle to the Titans. I don't know how they have the money to pay Carl Abbott, Chris Morris, and Simon Harmer.
That's like Chelsea level, bro. That's like Chelsea.
Man City, oil money there. City, oil money.
I was waiting for Riley to come to the Super Sports as well. I was waiting for that. I was just like, you got it.
He hinted he hinted something in one of his answers in a tweet or on Instagram. I think he said
he was just taking the mickey out of it.
Was there a snake on it?
He was just being. I think he was just baiting people. But I think the Cobras, I'm not making excuses for them, of course, but the Cobras lost a lot of people, senior guys, and then had to replace them as well in a short space of time. And they lost their Proteas players to play international cricket as well. So it was like an important players. I mean, Carl is a very important player to the Cobras. I mean, there's countless of occasions that he's had to dig them out. And then on top of that, you had a new captain that was trying to struggle with pressure and everything that's going around him. But there was a lot of... And I don't think it is warranted that people are calling for Ashwell's head, that there might be some people calling for Ashwell's head on social media and stuff.
Fans? Wait, the Cobras are fans?
Hey.
No, hold up. Fans that can call for a coach's head?
I am a fan.
You support your team through thick and thin. Just like Arsenal have supported their team for thick and thin. Hey? I'm just saying, to thick mainly. But let's just talk. Let's just talk about. We've got fans. I think there's a lot of people that
You're
have
gonna
been
make
talking-
him come across like troops just now. He's gonna start going for you.
No, guys, no. I'm not like that.
Yeah, but okay, let's go back to it. I think I'm not going to make excuses for them, but I think that they should. What he's done for South African cricket as a whole has benefited from having Ashwell, I feel, as a coach at the domestic level. I think he's prepared these younger guys, given them strong mentalities, helped them with strong mentalities and approaches when they come out to the middle. I think that's very key. We need to put more people like Ashwell in positions of strength like that, where they have a say on that next generation, because majority of the time they spend with them, the SAA coach and emerging coach don't have enough time with players to actually really completely change them. They can maybe tweak a few things, maybe give them some tips and some insights when they're away. But other than that, you need to be ready by the time. So Ashwell also spoke about, like he said, back when he was, and this has all got to do with the Proteas currently. That's why I'm speaking about it. It's because what we do in the bottom structures are so important for how the Proteas perform and what their mindsets are like and who we pick for the Proteas side as well. So with regards to that levels, having those guys in, when Ashwell, he said he wanted to make the Cobras back to what he used to be like when he used to play for Western Province and Cobras, where majority of the players around him were either going for SAA or for playing national cricket. So it was, you have all of these guys to draw inspiration from, and if the Cobras are producing so many people that could possibly be SAA, I would say Nandre Burger, or Umke as well, they will all be under Umke and Yaku, for example, as well, right? They're all in that bracket that would probably be SAA. You know what I mean? If we had a SAA tour now going through the system and all of that stuff.
But
so
that's what this team is. That's how I see this team in Pakistan. It's an SAA team. And yes, they're the Proteas, but if you had to pick an SAA squad, it would be these guys. And so it's a great thing for them to, and I love how that Ashwell is trying to create that environment, because that's what you need. You kind of need guys who have guys in the dressing room who are doing things that younger guys can aspire to. And that's why I think when he says that it's a what is it? This team isn't a young and inexperienced team. It's they have to go out there to win. The question is and then they nearly got the win yesterday. It's just now obviously trying to make sure that you put up an 11. So, and that's the thing I think that we didn't get quite much out of the press conferences or out of CSAs as to what's the plan for this tour. I understand that we've now lost 3 cricket matches in a row. Are they going for the win? Because if they're going for the win, I wouldn't change much out of this team apart from Junior Dala, as Emily said. But if you're going for giving guys an opportunity, then you're going to have to forgo the win and be comfortable with coming to South Africa having lost five cricket matches in a row, because that's the other possibility. So that's where I think you need to wait.
Yeah, so I'm going to go back to the main question, guys, and I'm going to ask Emily first, and then we can move to Ravi. My main question of this particular show: what do you expect from the Proteas tomorrow?
I think I just expect more of a fight. I don't know. I think I expect more of a. When I say a fight, I mean during those overs that are spin. I just expect more effort. I don't know if that's fair, but yeah, more intensity. I know Mpo was saying that it's a difficult word to use, but just to, I don't know, to more impetus, more intensity, just more fight from the guys. I mean, I wouldn't mind if we lose, to play a good game. I don't think I'd mind that. But I just want to see better cricket. I think that's all I want to see.
Ravs?
Yeah, so I think I'll be honest. I felt that we would come up short before the game even started. Not to say there was a second string team, but that is our luck with T20s. To be honest with you, it's it's a very unpredictable game, especially when the Proteas are playing. There's no real certainty in the game as a whole. But I felt Pakistan at home were always going to be the stronger contender, if you will. But I must say I'm absolutely pleased to see the young guns actually stepping up. Obviously Riza is a bit of a seasoned campaigner now. I think he just clocked 30. But I love the fact that he took ownership and he took his role seriously and he played legit shots. He took on the bowlers that needed to be taken on. Yanaman Malan also did quite well. I know we're not going to say wholesale changes. I know Dala seems to be the choice or the ideal person to drop. But in my opinion, while I think it's early days for Snyman, I would actually drop him for Rickleton. Give him a shot and see what happens. I don't know what it is. I like the idea of having a lefty coming in at 3, making it a bit challenging. And I saw Rickleton play quite recently in the T20 series up north, and I just felt that this is a guy that gets in very quickly. He's not afraid to take quick singles, and he's not afraid to play aggressive shots early on. And I think that's the kind of aggression you need, especially in the first 6 overs. And honestly speaking, I didn't see that. It was kind of like a slow burn. But suddenly, as soon as you saw the 9th, 10th over, the guys were starting to play shots. They're enterprising shots. They were chipping over the bowler's head, and it started looking a bit more exciting. And I think we need to see that in key periods. So definitely in the first 6 overs. Exact summary, I would say drop Snyman, bring in Rickleton, bolster up your batting. I don't think the bowlers did anything wrong, really, in my opinion.
So, guys, I think that sums it up perfectly. I would like to see a bigger fight. I would like to see David Miller do something special tomorrow. I really would like to see that. And I would like to see Heine Klaasen also put on a performance. I want Snyman to show what he's capable of, just to get some people off his back. I want people to see his talent. He's a very talented batsman. I would really like to see people to see his talent, because some people might not have seen him play before. He actually has the fastest century in franchise cricket, which is incredible for the Knights, and that was incredible. Yeah, it was an incredible performance.
On the first day of the season, I thought we were going to do some crazy things.
Yes. So, guys, thanks a lot for everybody for tuning in. Thanks a lot to Emily. Thanks a lot to Ravi. Thanks a lot to Impo. Don't forget to smash that like button, comment, share, subscribe to this channel. To get a notification bell, go to cricketfanaticsmag.com for all updates. Don't forget to download the latest issue of the magazine. We have an awesome edition. It's a full women's edition. We wanted to give some promotion to that as well. Become a patron too. The links are all in the description. Thanks a lot for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you guys very, very soon. Take care.
Cheers.